Okay, then students, whenever we talk about the free falling body, then what happened? Then we imagine that the body is falling freely under the influence of gravity. And consider we have, this is the earth. Consider this is the earth whose radius is r, e. Here e, we are going to put here e for the earth, radius of the earth. And suppose there is another body, and the mass of the earth will be denoted by me. Me is the mass of the earth. Suppose there is a body of mass is small m, is placed over the surface of the earth at some height, not at the very large height, at considerable height, just 2 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter. Then there is a body which is placed just near the earth's surface, and whenever this body will be placed, this body experiences a force. This body experiences a force because of the law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation states that whenever two masses are put close to each other, then there will be a force of attraction between them, and this force of attraction is, you have studied the formula G m1 m2 by r square. Okay, now we are going to substitute the value. The m1 is equal to the, what is the value of m1? Is small m. What is the value of m2? me. And r means we are going to take r square. Actually, we consider the distance between the center of two masses. Okay, but we are going to neglect this distance. We are going to neglect this distance because the radius of earth is, 6,400 meter approximately. 6,400 kilometer, sorry. 6,400 kilometer approximately. Okay, then this radius can be, this is a very large value, and we can neglect this small size. Just like when you are weighing your weight, when you are on the weighing machine, then you neglect the mass of your hair. No? You never consider the mass of your hair, you never consider the mass of your watch, because these are the negligible mass as compared to the mass of your whole body. Then the mass between this, distance between these two masses will be the Re. We will consider this Re. Okay. Now, one more thing. In Force and Laws of Motion chapter, we have studied about a formula. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now, we have discussed the formula force is equal to mass into acceleration. Then, we can also write one more formula, F is equal to ma. Now, but for A, whenever the body is under influence of the gravity, then at the place of A, you will use G. mg. F is equal to mg. Then now put this value, compare these two, you will get mg is equal to G me by Re square. Okay. Now these two m will cancel out each other, and what the value of G is, you will get the value of G me by Re square. This is the value of acceleration due to gravity, G me by Re square. Is it clear? Okay. Now we are going to find the value of G. Okay. Then we have the formula of G is equal to G me by Re square. Okay. Now we will substitute all these values. Okay. You all know about G. What is the value of G?
6.67 into 10 to the power
minus 11 Newton meter square kg minus 2 ना, कैपिटल G की वैल्यू आपको पता है. Second, mass of earth. Yes, very good. Mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Okay. Similarly, what is the value of radius of the earth? The radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Now it is in meter, and in kilometer it is equal to 6400 kilometer. Now if you convert into a meter, you will get this result. Okay. Then we have all these three values, and we are going to substitute in this equation. Then G is equal to G 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. Value of M is 6 into 10 to the power 24, and the value of RE square, that is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 square. And actually this calculation is a little bit lengthy, but whenever we will solve this, when we will simplify this, then the result will be the 9.8. The result which you will get, the value of G is approximate 9.8 meter per second square. Meter per second square. This is the calculation of G. Next, we are going to solve few problems of a free falling body. Okay, a free falling body is always in the influence of gravity. Okay, then suppose before solving a numerical problem, we have discussed in the previous chapter there are three equations of motion. We have three equations of motion. Number one is V is equal to U plus F et. Second one is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Third one is D square square plus 2as. Okay, but whenever a body is in influence of gravity, in the influence of gravity, at the place of A we have used G for gravitational acceleration. Okay, and at the place of S you will put H, because whenever there is a vertical motion we consider the height. Okay, that is the H. Okay, now we have a problem. The problem is a ball is thrown vertically upward. Okay, a ball is thrown vertically upward to a height of 20 meter. Okay, I throw a ball vertically upward direction and it goes up to the height of 20 meter. Okay, then the ball is thrown vertically upward, it attains a height of 20 meter. My question is, find number one, initial velocity u. Find initial velocity, and number two, I want to calculate the time taken by it. How much time it is taking to complete this height, with the time taken. And then very simple calculation is here. We all know very well that whenever a body is thrown with an initial velocity u, and by attaining its maximum height, its final velocity becomes 0. Okay, then u, which is to be calculated, v will be equal to the 0, and h is given, that is 20 meter. And one more thing we all know very well already about g is equal to 9.8, but for simplicity, to reduce the complexity in calculation, at the place of 9.8 sometimes we can use 10 meter per second square also. But whenever it is given in the question, then only you will use. If this is not given in your question, then you will put the value of 9.8. Okay. Then now we are going to solve this problem. Yes?
In this question,
I am giving you the value of g is 10. Okay. Then we are going to substitute these values in the formula 1. V is equal to u minus gt, because we have also discussed that whenever there is a vertical upward motion, gt, then we have discussed whenever there is a vertical upward motion, then there will be a minus sign, because that is the retardation, and whenever there is a downward motion you will use the plus sign. then v is equal to u minus dt because the motion is in upward direction. What is the value of v? 0. What is the value of u? Don't know. What is the value of g? 10 t. Here you can see two quantities are unknown. Then we cannot apply the equation number 1. Okay. Now let us try for the equation number 2. That is h is equal to ut minus half gt square. Why we are applying here the minus sign? Yes, because the body is moving in upward direction. Okay, h is 20, u is unknown into t minus half, g is 10 into t square. Okay, again we have two unknowns.
The third equation.
Third equation?
Yes.
Okay, let us try with the third equation. V square is equal to u square minus 2 gh. Students, I just applied all these three equations because whenever you start to solve this problem, then most of the students ask, then sir, how will come to know that which equation we can apply? Then if you have no idea that which equation you can apply, then you can try for anyone. Okay, because only we have three equations. If two will not work there, then third will definitely be applicable. Then no need to worry. And one more thing is there, always try to see the given values, because we have no value of t. T is not given, no? It is asking in the question. Then first of all you should apply that equation in which there is t is not applicable. Then we are applying the third equation. V is 0, u square minus 2, g is 10 and h is 20. From here you will get u square is equal to 400, then u will be equal to under root 400. The answer is 20 meter per second. Okay, now we can use the first equation to calculate the time taken by it to attain the maximum height. That the v is equal to u minus gt. V is 0, u is 20, g is 10 into t. Then from here you will get 10t is equal to 20. Then t will be the 2 seconds. Okay, this is the question. Okay, you can write down.